Come Ethiopians, come, we got a message for you. Come Ethiopians, come, we got a message for you. Zion gates are open wide, Zion gates are...
Historians distorted the history. They felt that a man who was considered in the colonial books as a field nigger could not be seen as a national hero. So they told us the man is Franklin. And they spent thousands of dollars on academics to continue to do what they have done over the years, distort the truth. I will say to you again, I will never betray you or forsake you in any way. And I was listening to Dr. World this morning, and he placed this revolution in a global context, because this is only a pocket of a global struggle. It is not about any nationality. It is about race. It is about social class. It's about stratification. It's about a number of social variables in this society that people want us to accept as best practices.
Yes, sir.
I am not going to carry you through what Sylvester Williams has done at the end of the 19th century. I am not going to carry you to the end of the 18th century to tell you about what Dessalines and what Henri Christophe and Bootman and McCandle has done. I hope today that at the end of this, it is not just a ceremony or a ritual to relegate it to substandards, but it's a meaningful experience that you share this morning over 100 years after Marcus Garvey started the Black Star Line. And I want you to be able to appreciate not just Bussa, but to be able to appreciate Marcus Messiah Garvey. Because there are a number of persons, Uncle Toms in this society. There are gatekeepers in every institution, whether it's in journalism, in the schools, in parliament. There are Uncle Toms in this society that will never allow you to escape the shackles of modern slavery.
Thank you.
You know, we stand here. You know who that house up there belongs to? How many of you know who that house belongs to? Look at it. Have you ever heard anybody saying that we like to preserve that house? Look at that building. A black man built that edifice. No government in Barbados felt it was necessary to save that building for historical purposes. No consciousness of a natural heritage or preservation of the greatness of a black man who had a one-door shop on Boxing Road. I mean, he ran into difficulty because we did not support it the way that we should, and other forces, including the bikes, undermined the man. You don't question his competence. He was selling lipstick. He was selling lipstick. He was selling cosmetics in a one-door shop in Boxing Road, and he built that building. Look at it. Look at the aesthetics of the building. Who owns it now? Who owns it now? Bartley Prescod, who wrote the national anthem. When I was Minister of Social Transformation, and when I was consultant as well, myself and Hamilton Lustry decided that he must live in a proper place that befits the standard of the band. We repaired that and we put him up at the Island Inn Hotel. He spent about 3 months and we paid for it because we had to build the nature of a modern black civilization. Lennox Prescod, who designed the national flag, not a nincompoop, not somebody who undermines the progress of black people. He wrote the national anthem and he died in poverty and disgrace in Barbados, and they had black government. Whenever we lose that building, black governments for both sides ignore him. But when white people in this country wants to get out and they find themselves in difficulty, they order all the chicken for the Glengarry prison one time, and they bring about 20 containers of chicken through the Deepwater Harbor, pay the man for it even in advance, and carry it straight for the prisoners at Glengarry. When another white man got into trouble, they sent food to the mental hospital, rice, chicken, pork, gave them a monopoly on the supply of those institutions because they had to save that business. When people do criminal activities in this country and we are told that they must face the court for a vicious felony, they are honored with greater wealth. I can talk history if I want to, but I want to bring you home to contemporary times. You know, Jarvis said wherever we went and we look around, black people were living in subjugation. They were at the back and the bottom of the social ladder. 100 years ago, Gavin was saying that. And they were saying he's a criminal. He was put in prison. He was put in prison. He was considered a person in many countries in the Caribbean, a Jamaican-born man. They published in newspapers that he was sick. They published in newspapers that he was dead, delivering psychological warfare to destroy him. And he was pushed on the margins of society. I say that to you. I will die with my boots on. I will suffer and suck souls. This can only mean something to you if you have the knowledge of black history. They never even thought that any one of us could become a philosopher. Called to poetry. None of us black people don't have that kind of brain. But every new invention, a black man is at the side of it. But then they go and register the business. And the new patent is registered in the name of a man that can't spell beef from Bunford. Look, I represent this constituency. Although I'm not speaking to you as a member of Parliament representing St. Michael's East, but I am. This constituency has had the best of the stock. Ramesses cattle. Not talking about any political divide. I'm not going to get into wishy-washy foolishness. Under the Democratic Labour Party, this constituency saw Dr. George Blackman, Donald George Blackman, has had a long history, always Pan-Africanist, with a few fractures that occurred. As we walk this street down to Government Hill, there's Clement Wickham, the house of Clement Wickham. Do you know who he is? Just in front of Sherburne is the house where King Jaja lived. Nobody wants to preserve that for you. Nobody don't want to preserve a house that King Jaja lived. A king of Opobo. But we had to fight for years. And Dr. World and others talk about who started this fight. I've been seeing literature long before any of us were born, of black people fighting to remove a man who wanted to keep them into slavery in perpetuity. But they can't come here. They can't come here for a man who fought and sacrificed his life against the odds. He knew that he could not beat the militia. He knew that they had superior weaponry. But he said, I am standing on a principle. I will break the back of slavery, even if I die.